You see, we take President Ruto as if he's somebody we didn't know, and he just came the other day from Europe. He was on holiday and he became president. Look at how much money President Ruto donated and dished out to Kenyan churches before he became president, even when he was Uhuru's deputy. That's abnormal. Where was the money coming from? That's abnormal. That is why this system, Fanyamambo, has deliberately been dysfunctional. I can tell you this without any fear of contradiction. I was just thinking about it yesterday, and I was at my place. I said, I think I'm having a headache, but let me have some coffee and sleep, and I wake up, I'll be normal. When I woke up, I was a bit normal. Every year, the amount of money we are losing to this corruption and the pilfering of state resources is close to 2 trillion shillings a year. Leave this, you see the one you saw which came out, the 1.3. Now there's another 700 billion which hapo ndani yake. Okay, which comes under bursaries, which comes under I can tell you today, one of the ambassadors who works in one of the offices abroad tells me they have not been paid for 3 months. The embassy's salary, embassy's rents have not been paid. I mean, and that is taken to the next financial year.
And money not going through the consolidated fund.
Absolutely. So the money is taken out in cash. That's no, not me.
No, you believe
that? No. The party leader was supposed to give President William Ruto the cushioning to the extent that his government would be stable. There was actually no problem whatsoever. Him maintaining the individuals he gave that he calls experts. The rules of the game changed the moment he started talking about we are forming this coalition government. It is, I don't know whether it's bread-based or broad-based. Now blood-based. Now he's moving over. He's saying we are going to make a broad coalition where, in fact, I'm told that his only issue that has held him back is Kalonzo Musyoka hasn't crossed over, and him and Kalonzo and the president would have signed. And I'm like, I want my party leader, Raila, to understand that he's more injurious to the governance of Kenya than any other dictator who has served before him. Why? Because it is Raila who's deliberately creating, and I remember William Ruto talking at the Chatham House, and there was discussion there. It is Raila who's actually creating this mongrel of something that cannot oversight government, that is going to implement government projects, that is not going to be answerable to anybody, because the narrative we are being given is that we and this all together, and by us being into this bus, which is coordinating all of us as the broad-based, then Kenya is okay. Kenya is not okay.
So which party are you in now?
I'm waiting until I finish my term.
So for now, do you go with the ideologies of ODM?
No, by now, everything that ODM will say that is correct, I'll support them. Anything they say that is wrong, I'll talk about it and say it's wrong. I completely love my Secretary General Sifuna. If the party decides to kick him out, it's up to them. They can kick me out too.
Okay,
we actually, oh yes, I'm ready to go for elections today.
Okay, and the question that most Kenyans will ask is, you're in this party, yes, even the UDA, whatever KK party members are in it.
Yes.
And they really do not want to exit officially.
Yes.
They want to be kicked out. Why does it have to take you waiting to be kicked out rather than exiting? And number two,
yes,
do you have genuine conversations with people like Raila Odinga? The same question I would pose to someone who's in UDA but not in UDA.
Yes. Why would you want me to leave my job that I love, where I do my job? I'm just telling Kenyans the truth about what's wrong with my party. And this is what I think Fanyamambo has raised. The exciting thing about our country is that even when we dismiss it, I mean, look at what we are doing here. This is a show. I can discuss anything so long as it's not liable. That was good. That has enabled us to say things which could not be said in the last 20 years when I started joining politics. My point is, as Fanyamambo is saying, our challenge is governance. And for me, my position is, I don't think my party leader Raila understands the damage this mongrel called the broad-based government is doing to our governors, because right now all your members of parliament are on the take. They're being given kickbacks using government projects. They're being given kickbacks by having relatives being employed. They're being given kickbacks. You saw, I don't know whether it's true, there's money which is kept in containers in State House and anywhere. People are being given. We are deliberately making sure that our structure is hemorrhaging, deliberately. And that is why you see no member of parliament can say the things we say. I talked about how the consolidated fund is now open. Look what happens. We have 1.3 trillion that was removed manually out of the exchequer.
Which the PS says, quote unquote, is a lie.
Hold on.
That's why I put quote.
Just wait. Between the PS, between my party leader, who would I believe? In Nancy Githuku, the Auditor General, or Madam Nyakango, who's the controller budget, or both of them? I'll take the controller budget. Yeah. Those are some of the most incredibly brave Kenyans who have served their country in dignity. If you see how many times they are under attack, the Auditor General must be removed. The controller budget is because this is the last line of defense we have. The amount of money and pilferage and stolen resources that are being stolen. Right now, I wouldn't believe John Badi. What is it? I mean, he said Adani was nothing. Remember, I asked him a question in the House. Remember, I asked him a question about geothermal, Ketraco. We talked about the transmission of Kenya power lines from Turkana down to what happened. They said there's nothing like that. Look at it. When we started talking about Adani, what did they say? Oh, Onyonka just wants drama. You know, he has nothing to do. He doesn't know. Look, it came out to pass. What we are saying is, we are behaving badly as a leadership.
Yes.
As a leadership, we have become selfish. We have become self-engaging. We are ready to get rich quickly. All right, this primitive accumulation thing where people are crazy about owning houses in Dubai. You have somebody driving with 14 Land Cruisers. You have people building houses with 24 beds. That is a consequence of the dysfunctionality of our leadership. He may not make presidential material. I don't know. My argument is all these people of like mind, at some point, if they're sincere and genuine, I can give you an example. In the name of God, if somebody gave me a chance and capacity to be president of Kenya, I would make a damn good president.
Oh, you would?
Oh, absolutely. Because I know I see the stuff. I'm not going to employ villagers from my village because they are my villagers. I'm going to make sure that we don't suffer from the institutional dysfunctionality that exists in this government. I will make sure that everybody is aware that you're not going to steal the resources. If you do, and you're caught like Kagame, we'll pick you and you'll be jailed, and there's nothing you're going to do about it. That is, why can't we have meritocracy? Why can't we have order? Why can't we clean up our behavior? That, to me, is possible.
And very possible.
It's very possible. So any of these individuals, as far as I'm concerned, are people. We respect each other and are people who love this country, I think, more than anybody else. And we are saying we are headed in the wrong direction. We can tilt this train and bring it back on the rail, and Kenya will continue. When we are not there, we would want Kenyans to say, I mean, do you know how proud and wonderful it is, even though these days nobody gives a damn about it? Look at Martin Shikuku. Look at Masinde Muliro. Look at Orengo. Let people not see the Orengo's old now. This is a guy who would stand up and tell the police officer, shoot me if that's what you have to do. And yet it wasn't a joke. People died.
Yeah.
People were shot. So there were younger politicians who meant well. There are good politicians who have meant well for our country. I don't think that many have ceased to exist. I believe that with time, these forces are going to coalesce and we'll come up with something that is going to make our country get into the right direction.